pride be the reason that you lose. Don't let pride be the reason that you lose.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
What is going on? There we go. Let's get back on brand. There we go. What's up, everybody? This is Nightlife, and this is the Plain Black Rapper Podcast. We're back, bigger and better than ever. I'm just saying that because it sounds like it's really cool to say, but, you know, we're here. We're here.
Yeah. So, this is your boy not wearing a gauntlet shirt, which for once, you know what I'm saying? Like, normally, I'd be on brand with the gauntlet, but today I'm chilling.
Yeah. Had to get some shit together over here, man. I had some stuff coming through the background, so that's not good. So
Great Keys in the building. I see you.
What's up, man? I gotta check the comments too.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for joining us, y'all. Hey, again, you know, just bringing the platform back. I know y'all saw the pod come back earlier this week. We had right before Christmas Eve, dropped the pod, and got some good responses on it, man. And was just talking about some hip hop shit, and really got some good traction. So hopefully y'all are all good and ready to go. How you doing this evening, Sandman?
Chilling, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Christmas is great. Family was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you don't want to have to go back to work the next day. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Other than that, man, no, everything's good. I'm just trying to enjoy this little lull that we have between, you know, the last gauntlet we had, the Christmas gauntlet we had. The Christmas past the ox was crazy. You know what I mean? So I appreciate being able to do that. And thank you for everybody who pulled up to include Focus, to include Cuddy Fresh. You know what I mean? Thank you guys. And then, like, just getting ready for this Champions battle, which is going to be nuts on January 11th. So that's what's popping, yo.
So we're gonna talk more about that a little bit later, but you know, just for the sake of time, we're gonna go ahead and jump into these topics now. The last pod we was talking about, you know, hip hop as far as this kind of waning type of situation that it's in. And you know, me and Sandman got to talk offline, and I thought it'd be good to bring him by and to kind of touch on some of those subjects. What was the thing that stood out to you in the last pod that I dropped, man, that you wanted to talk about today?
Oh man, so like when you were talking about as far as, you know, the responsibility of the artist as far as, you know, releasing music and like it for me, it was kind of a shared responsibility between the artist and the listener, right? So yes, music is consumed differently. Yes, music is not as valued as it was, especially we're dealing with streams and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Shout to the K-Ba, I see you. But you know, music is consumed different, and like the problem kind of lies on both the artist and the listener. The listener doesn't appreciate albums anymore, doesn't appreciate a body of work, doesn't appreciate the art form. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is very, very fast consumed. Everything is very fleeting in the sense of, okay, you released this a month ago, it's old. When we used to just sit and like just inhale and digest a project and really listen. And granted, yes, at the risk of sounding like the old head, I don't know, man, I still appreciate seeing somebody's artistry, and that's definitely you know, displayed on the gauntlet, because we sit and we listen and we really, really appreciate, even from a beat maker standpoint, what people are doing. You know what I mean? And it's time to really, it's our time to really sit and break down and just appreciate the sonics that we're hearing. and that's not done anymore. And I was telling you about the rollout for Black Rob, right? Like, I remember the last big rollout that I was excited about. You know what I'm saying? Like, even from all the posters in my favorite, record store at the time. And yes, I know record stores don't exist anymore, but like, I think I walked out of there with a poster, and like, I was super excited to go get this album, physical copy of this album. Like, literally all the hype around Black Rob at the time when he first dropped, you know what I mean? I was super excited for it. And honestly, like, the only kind of rollout I've been excited about lately for that has been, for Busta. And at the risk of copyright, but I'm showed anyway, this is like, I literally got a physical for Blockbuster. It's signed. You know what I'm saying? But like, he's one of my favorite artists, so of course I'm going to do that. But that's not really a thing anymore. There's nothing other than the digital stream that a listener can kind of gravitate to and like pull and like list and like have. There's nothing to like have anymore.
See, and that's one of the things for me too, was like I was saying, it's going to get your album and being there at midnight waiting for your favorite album to come out was a thing. That shit was an event. That shit was like going to the club damn near. You know what I'm saying? You was excited about that. And I just think we don't have that excitement anymore. It's different from you just saying, man, okay, something gonna drop at midnight. I'm gonna wait until 12:01 and click on it and then play it. It's a different feel. And it's not something that you walking away with, that you have in your hand, that you gonna open and you have that excitement and shit. You don't even get that opportunity to really take that in. And I think that kills the connection for the artist, because you was excited about certain aspects of that shit and you don't have it anymore. I think we're missing a real opportunity and a real like vibe with that type of thing, as far as how we're consuming music now. It's just, everything is so quick and so microwaved and so like it's just there at the tip of your fingers. It's like you just click on one thing, it's automatically there. It's like you don't have to work for shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I would say we should probably pose this question to our viewers as well, right? So like, maybe make a banner at the bottom and just ask them what their opinion is and see if they chime in as well, man. Like, how do y'all feel about just not even the state of music, because we always have that discussion, right? Like, that's always like how do you feel about music? And if you're older, you're going to feel a certain way. If you're younger, you're going to feel a certain way. But like, as far as how music is consumed and the equity or fairness as it relates to a artist receiving nothing from streams. You know what I mean? Like, just, just want to get y'all involved too. I know he's interviewing me, but I'm a host too, so it's hard to not do that.
Yeah, I mean, we want to hear what your comments are as far as that's concerned too. The thing that's important to me is just like the artist's expectation of people that are recording music now also suffer from that. They don't take in the fact of, if I just chill and I really put time into creating this project and make it the best it can possibly be, it will showcase everything that I want to showcase. But they're so like now, like they don't let shit burn. Like you feel like if it's dated to you, it's dated to you, and you want to move on to the next best thing, the next bigger thing. You want to record this, you want to put this out, you want to put that out, and you just don't really get an opportunity to have that life. That lifespan of an actual project, because you don't, when you're not out touring, or you're not out doing shows, and you're not out connecting with people, you're allowing your project to not only become stagnant, but it becomes stagnant to you, because you feel like it's old. But you have to have that new energy of somebody that hasn't heard it yet to be invested in it. So if you're out doing that, you'll tend to stick with a project for a longer period of time. But I just don't think that's happening right now, because cats is just dropping singles and EPs and all of this stuff, man. And they're like back to back to back. They just it's a screaming game.
And I know we had the conversation that we had, and I said it still needs to be new to the artist because somebody's never heard of it before. But like, even us talking now, I think the reason why it's promoted to drop single after single is because the catalog that you're building up, what used to be albums is now the single. So when somebody Googled you, they're probably going to listen to the first 20, not even 10, 20 seconds of your song. They're going to move on to the next song. And for me, I'm thinking that you got this single, this YouTube video, lyric video, whatever. So now there's content for people to go in and be like, okay, now I like this person. I'm interested in this person. And I think that's why because we're microwave society right now, we need to give people a good sampling of who you are. You know what I'm saying? And the way that you do that is have content out there for people to kind of see who you are. You know what I mean? And the problem with that is it's not a complete work. It's nuggets of things that have to do with you. You know what I mean? So, but those nuggets of things that have to do with you, I guess in essence become the complete work. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, man.
I mean, I thought it was a thing where another thing that we got to touch on too is just like the fact of how when projects come out, people are not listening for the project for cohesiveness in the whole project and how it ties in and what are the things like skits are a dying breed. Because that used to be
skits, man.
The tie-in. That used to be like the tie-in to shit.
I miss skits. There was so much creativity in skits. Like going back to Bus and Flip Mode. You know what I'm saying? Like those are some of the best skits. Like the skits that were on the Fugees album. Like Red Band skits. Like Wu-Tang skits.
Yeah.
EPMD skits. Like yeah, man. Skits used to be what's up, yo. So I want to make sure we talk about what Nick K-Bot said. She said I really try my best not to rag on the younger generation's musical expression. However, there aren't many that I listen to or can tolerate because I can't help notice the dark aspect folks are on. You're not wrong, man. It's just like things of that used to be a lot more muted or kind of aside are like kind of out blatant in the open now. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of had to really follow somebody to kind of know what type of time they was on, but now it's apparent. You know what I mean? And it is dark. It's a lot. I won't say all of it, but there is a good majority of the stuff that is not the greatest thing you should probably be feeding your soul. You know what I'm saying? And I'll leave it there.
Yeah, I think.
I'm sorry. She said I listen to older music on a regular basis. As for streaming, I find it to be a waste of our energies at this point. Spotify CEO walked away with 14 million, and the average employee makes 14K. And she said it's the whole problem for us as creators, in her opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I 100% agree with you. But Knight, you were just about to say.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of play off of that now, it's like I think you're going to start seeing a movement of artists that are going to walk away from streaming. Even if it's for a short time, they're going to walk away from streaming and try to establish themselves and get back to it. And maybe that will change the tide of how we interact with our audiences. Because streaming is you're not getting the bang for your buck with streaming. You're just getting exposure. And what you're trading for your exposure is the amount of money that you're going to be getting back for people listening to your project. So it's like, if you've been in the game, you know, you like an E40 or you've been in the game like a Short or somebody that's been in the game for a long time, your fan base is 500,000 strong, right? So you automatically go and gold regardless. So it's like, what if you just pull all of them to your independent side and you had them paying $9.99 for an album and you're getting 95% of that? Like, why
they do that now though. They do that now. And like, for example, I hate to go back to Buster, but it's the most relevant, most real time example. Like Buster was selling Blockbuster on his website, just busterrhymes.com. You know what I'm saying? And like, I was kind of mad at him a little bit, but like I bought that album and I actually bought the digital version of it as well because I wanted it on my phone. I just wanted this so I could have it. Like I bought this album and I also bought ELE 2 when it first came out, but I just wanted physical copies that I could have. You know what I'm saying? But I bought the digital versions of those as well. He's also just released this deluxe version, which is on the website, and the only place you could go get it is on the website. So for me, I think that's either artists have to start doing that and literally be direct to the website, or for somebody who's an independent, because I know we spoke about that too, that works for a big name artist, but somebody who's independent, like, you need streaming, or you need the place where people normally go and consume music, so you could be a part of that mix as well. I think it would take them literally coming together and for a platform like a Bandcamp. You know what I'm saying? Like, big name artists is like, I'm not putting any other music out unless, no digital music out unless it's Bandcamp or my website.
Yeah.
And then have a whole bunch of artists basically follow suit who are big name artists, and like have a situation. It doesn't have to necessarily be Bandcamp, but it needs to be a situation like that, to where it's direct to consumer, it's direct to, you know what I'm saying, to the person, directly back to the person providing that music, selling that music, just like Bandcamp does. It would have to be something like that in order for it to be, I think that's the only way it wins or works. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think you got to kind of go with go just like the writer strike did, Mm-hmm. Everybody just got to walk away from this shit for a minute.
Yeah.
And make them feel it. And when they make them feel it, it's like, all right, then they'll come to the table and decide that they want to be able to give enough back to the artist, so where it's going to have more skin in the game for them to be able to be on these platforms. Yeah. Other than that, it's like, you build relationships, your fan base, the people that fuck with you, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you can reach out to them. I mean, I look at LaRussell. LaRussell's a great example of that. It's like, man, he has a contingent that just goes to see him, period. Yeah, hell, nice. Rain, sleet, snow, don't matter. He throws his shows at his house. Like, yeah. It's amazing when you build that type of following and you build that type of fan base, so where you can sell direct and live and eat and have other people eat off of that's in your camp. And yeah. I think ultimately that's where artists really want to get to, but the streaming is such a quick hit, and you can make those numbers look as big as possible. 10 million streams looks like a whole hell of a lot, and when you look at it in that big a sense, it's like, then that makes me a big artist because I have millions of streams. When in actuality, you ain't making a damn thing off of it.
Not making nothing. So I can't remember who I was looking at that just said the same thing as far as the 10 million streams, or like just the millions of streams and just how much money they actually made. And there was somebody here recently that was like, it's no point to it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like, when you ask somebody, oh, have you heard this new album? The first thing they're going to say is it on Spotify? Like, that's the first thing they're going to say. You know what I'm saying? So now, in order to get around that, there has to be the new thing that all the major artists literally gravitate towards, that is basically the model or the rubric of a Bandcamp. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think eventually it'll get to that point, man. It's like, we'll get back to that. It's going to take time, and it's going to take some people that have some success and that's brave enough to jump out there and to do this and to be shining examples. When you get that, I think that will change the conversation. Yeah. Just to kind of pivot off of that a little bit, I wanted to talk about too, because
hold on, we got to do this though. My man Anthony Davis said, "Good night, y'all. I truly miss physical CDs and going through a suitcase in your lap while driving." He said somehow it was safer than texting and driving.
Facts.
Okay, we're not advocating for being distracted while driving, but I get it. I get it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I appreciate digital music. I appreciate being able to go and have it on my phone, or just like, I don't have to pull out another CD. If I want to go to another album, I could just do it from my phone. But like, there was a certain thing to, there was like a certain like badge of honor and kind of trophy when you went in somebody's car and you saw their CD book and you was like, hey, what kind of music you got? Because you could literally learn a lot about a person, about what was in their CD book, and you could clown them too if they had some wild stuff in that CD book. So you'd be like, man, let me see your CD book, bro. And you flip through it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do miss the city book only for the nostalgia of kind of getting to know somebody, especially like if you was like dating somebody.
Yeah, that they used to tell you a lot. They used to tell you a lot about them.
Everything.
You look at their CDs and be like, oh, okay, I don't think this is a match at all.
I don't think this is gonna work.
I got to go.
Shout to Manny B. Shy, see you, bro.
What up, Manny? What's going on?
I know I'm a difficult interview, bro. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I appreciate you.
Because we're two hosts, bro.
Nah. And it's like we gotta talk. We gotta talk to them. We gotta show them what the age is like, man. Really.
Yeah, man.
So the next thing I want to talk about is kind of producers in the new age and what we're going through right now. I made reference to it being production is the best it has ever been.
Yeah.
And in some aspects, when you look at it from maybe more of an artist standpoint, the production is so good that the artist does not need to be involved in it. It's like some of these songs, some of these beats are finished to the point where there's no all right, Manny. They're so finished to the point, or so just that the artist is not needed. It's already its own finished product. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of wondering what your thoughts are on that.
I don't know, because my goal has always been to make a beat that stands up by itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always wanted to make my beats stand up by themselves. You know what I mean? I had to figure out and learn that I need to leave space and pockets for artists. And I think I've done a good job of that lately. But especially in because there's two different things. So you got battle culture, and in battles, you know what I mean? Like, it needs to be a complete finished product.
Right.
But I'll also say this: the Mercenaries completely proved that a battle beat that was not necessarily made for the artist can be artist ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's the creativity of the artist. And that was my MO for the longest time. I was like, I'm gonna make what I'm gonna make, and if the artist is dope, they'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that you think that production now in some aspects is too clean though, to the point where there's not the blemishes and imperfections that make records?
I think that's actually a really good question. I think records have gotten really clean. We are in the Pro Tools era, so it is what it is. We kind of don't deal with a lot of analog equipment. It also, to me, depends on who's making the music. Like, where's this music coming from? You know what I'm saying? So, if it's coming from a Cole or a Kendrick or, you know what I'm saying, somebody like that, then there might be a little bit of dirt on it. You know what I mean? If it's coming from, and I'm going to sound like an old head saying this, but it's okay. But if it's coming from Lil whoever, then yeah, it's probably going to sound really clean, because that's just what it's supposed to be. Now, I also say this though, even for the Lil whatevers, like, most trap beats, most drill beats already have dirt on them. There's already a level of distortion in the drums. Like, it's not super clean all the time, especially like the low end. So yes, there are very clean parts to it, but it's not like dusty like hip hop used to sound. Yeah, I give you that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I do understand the why and the appeal of having some dirt on your record. You know what I mean? I know it's a very long answer, but I'm
yeah. And I think the vocalists have got it that way too. It's like, it's almost to the point where we don't have that grime in the scratchiness and the grime of the vocals. If you listen to stuff that you heard that's from our era, it's like you can hear you can just hear the grit You know what I'm saying? It's just there's just a whole feel that those vocals had, and it really helped to define. Really helped to define artists, because you, as an artist, had to establish yourself and fight through that, and still be able to make it sound great. And I think that that whole fingerprint of it being of when you hear a song, it's like, oh, I know that's Nas, or you hear a song, oh, I know that's Busta, or when you hear production, oh, I know that's Primo. Oh, I know, you know what I'm saying? You don't even have to look at credits or nothing. You can hear it.
But I don't think that's necessarily dirt. I think the argument that you're making is that there isn't a lot of originality in sound. No. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'll go with 100%. The originality in sound is gone. Everybody does sound, especially what we'll call popular music. You know what I mean? They sound the same. Like there used to be, yes, you knew when you heard a Havoc beat, you knew when you heard Large Professor, you knew when you heard RZA, you know when you heard DJ Scratch, like you knew when you heard something from JD, you knew when you heard, pick Jazzy Faye, pick somebody, you know what I mean, Alchemist, you know what I mean. So yeah, I get you. I give you that. And there was a certain level, a certain type of rhyme pattern you knew you were going to hear from Redman. You knew you were going to hear from Guru, from like pick somebody, So yeah, it's different. Now everybody sounds like insert rapper here, insert beat here. And it sucks, but I feel like I have hope. I guess it's the best way I can say. I think people are starting to realize that originality is not a 4-letter word. At least I'm hearing that on the gauntlet. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's giving me hope about it.
Yeah, I mean, shit on the gauntlet, man. It's just like, it's never old. We never it's you come and you will hear something different every time that you go there, because and that's what all the platforms too. It's like you will hear something different each time from somebody. You may find your favorite producer there or something like that. It's just a matter of what you're willing to be exposed to and putting yourself in situations to be exposed to certain shit. If you are the ones that's going to sit there and listen, if you're streaming and you make a playlist and you listen to all the same shit, you're not going to be exposed to other things. And that's why that's why the artists have to play these streaming games, and then they have to rap like little whatever in order for them to be able to get attention, as opposed to them going to their original sauce and doing what they normally do. And that's it's a tough thing. And I understand that you got people that you got to answer to and people that sign your checks, and you got to do what you got to do. But this is still, hip hop is an art form where originality is supposed to be king. You're supposed to be able to showcase originality. Somebody hear some shit and be like, I never heard anything like that before. That's dope. Like you don't hear that now. It's like things are the same. You could turn on Top 40 radio right now and you can listen for an hour or so and you're gonna hear the same fucking drum pattern 16 times in 16 different songs. The same drums, the same bass, the same slides, the same shit. You're gonna hear the same things over and over again. So it's just a tough time that we're in, and that's why I was kind of on the fence about, as far as where is hip hop really going, man. It's like, what are we going to do? How are we going to be able to continue the course to be able to see another 50? Because it's like, at this point, we might be in trouble.
And I had it completely. And for those that don't know, please go back and listen to the first Plain Black Rapper podcast, because that's what we're speaking on. What he put out the other day. So we're kind of just having a follow up about that. But if you haven't heard it, please make sure you listen to it. Maybe after this, good listen, quick listen. But anyway, that's where I had to kind of disagree with you, bro. I was like, I think hip hop will find a way. Because the 80s rappers would have never thought it would have, and I know they never thought it would last 50 years, because they completely showed how appreciative they were during all the festivities and celebrations. You know what I'm saying? I think this is our art form that we created from the streets, and I think it'll be individuals who still really love it that'll find a way to make sure that it still lasts. Now, I don't know what hip hop is going to sound like in 50 years, but I don't think that we won't have hip hop. Now, if it takes the rock route, which is completely possible, you'll have a lot of different offsets or offshoots of hip hop that might look and sound a certain way. You know what I mean? And then at that point, you kind of have to label it as rap and not necessarily hip hop, because hip hop is a culture. Hip hop is, you know, MCing, DJing, graffiti art, and b-boy.
Yeah, b-boy. You know
what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like hip hop is hip hop, but rap in and of itself might sound different in 50 years. But I do think hip hop will find a way to survive. I do.
So Manny said big companies are looking for influencers, basically. No way some of these artists have hundreds of thousands of followers and can't pack a show or sell albums. That is 100% fact. Like, it's the way that they're selling image. They're selling image. First of all, that you are the influencer. You have this many followers. You had as many people. This is products that they can sell to somebody, and they want you to be marketable, and they use that. That's why you see a lot of attractive female rappers that come out, and they may not be the most skilled people that are out there, but they're still fronting. They're still front and center, and that's the reason why. It's like they're selling the package more than they're selling the art. It's like there's no art form involved in what's going on right now. It's like, you know, that's why I said, you know, you can point directly at top 40 and see that, but it's just a matter of, do you want to go through it as an artist? Do you want to go through the process and take your time and create something? Everybody is so mad at Kendrick when he takes these hiatuses and doesn't create and doesn't make music. When is he coming out? Oh, he's not gonna come out. Oh, he's not one of the best, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden he dropped a project and he remind everybody just where he at. And
but the crazy part about Kendrick though is they're gonna buy it.
Yeah, they're gonna buy it.
I want to get to that point as an artist to where I can do that. You know what I'm saying? I think that is the best place as an artist you could be. I'm not here. You want me to be here. And I'm not here, and it's still enough for me. Like, my talent has made enough away for me to when I do drop, you're gonna buy it. The person who's doing that right now,
Outkast,
killed everybody, was Andre 3000 with the Flute album.
Right, and Outkast,
you know what I'm saying?
Just going to Outkast. Outkast was them, just like that. We going away for 3 to 5 years, right? We gonna do whatever we want, and then we come back out. Y'all gonna love us like we was here yesterday, and right. it happens because what you're getting is quality from them. They're not gonna sit there and go away for that long and come back with some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you got to be willing. You have to let people go and kind of just build that love back up, like that wanting and that waiting. It's almost like you miss a person for a long period of time that you've been gone. You may go on a trip, you may go overseas, you may do this. When you come back, you look at that person and you like, damn, you know, this is who I've been waiting to see. And I think we have to be willing as people to be patient, but this is not a patient game anymore. We don't, everything is microwave. Everything is now. Click, click, click.
So I appreciate
I need it.
I appreciate everybody in here, so I want to make sure we show them some love. So the K-Boss said, we have to find the way and lead those astray back to the art of it. And I 100% agree with that. I just want to make sure we kind of go through some of these.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Keith. Perfect example. Yes. And then Rhapsody again. Rhapsody is one of them ones, like, she's not willing to compromise.
She's not pushed to like the way she should.
But she's not willing to compromise herself. Like, you know, she does, and she does the art. Cher Noir, same person, same thing. They are not willing to compromise themselves for their art. They want to do the shit that they want to do. And there's people that love them, and they got enough of a contingency to be able to survive because they're still loved and they're still revered. And that's
I definitely wanted to address this. 3D was asking, if all the artists want the same sound, what are we as producers supposed to do? Come together and make these fools work.
Hey, you know
Seriously.
what the title is? The title is producer. So that means that you were responsible for going in and making them make a record. That's what a producer does.
As far as like, because he's saying like they're not going to want to mess with you if it's not the sound that you created. Like they're not want. Like put it like this: they're looking for what's popular, and your sound is pure, uncut, and they want the popular stepped on sound. You know what I'm saying? So he said they're not even going to come to you anyway. So to me, it would take producers basically like rallying together and being like, no, we're not. It's not that we're not doing this sound anymore. It's not, we're not going to champion that I need to make 100 beats that sound like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally try not to make the same beat twice. That's just me. You know what I mean? But that's not what it is for a lot of people.
I mean, from the producer's aspect too, it's like that shit is big business. It's like I gotta pay my bills. So if if 10 of these is gonna pay my mortgage, then fuck it. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So I get it from that end as well, but it doesn't suit the game the way that it should be suited when it comes down to that. Just to be able to kind of move on a little bit and spin off of that. So we had a conversation, me and Sandman, we had these conversations all the time, man. And we talked about, and it's not necessarily a movement right now, but I think it's gaining a little bit of steam and we're starting to see it pop up here and there. And it's not something that hasn't been touched on in the past, but I think now we're getting to that point. Is the free.
How about Nikkei Ball real quick?
So what?
How about Nikkei Ball real quick? She's asking how you can find her on Facebook. Or she could find us on Facebook. Yeah.
All right. So as far as where you can find us on Facebook, you can go to the Plain Black Rapper Podcast Facebook page is there. We also have Mitchell Media Review on Instagram, at Mitchell Media Review on Instagram. That's where all of the shows lie, including the Plain Black Rapper Podcast. So there'll be links there as well. And I'll put a link at some point in this chat so that way you guys can all have that so you can check it out. We're housed on YouTube, housed on Facebook, housed on Spotify. You can look up the Plain Black Rapper Podcast or Mitchell Media Review, and you can find it on Apple Podcasts. You can find it on Spotify Podcast. We're pretty much wherever there are podcasts, it will be there. So make sure that you check it out. And again, I'll drop the link in there afterwards. And
also, Nightlife is streaming this on his personal page as well, and I'm streaming this on my personal page as well. So if you're friends with either one of us on our pages on Facebook, you should be able to see the stream as well.
Yeah. So and share it if you
can. Share it.
Share the stream. Y'all know the rules. You know the rules. You come into space. Share the damn stream. So again, just kind of pivoting off of that. So I want to talk about the no free beats movement. Since we're on producers, we're producer oriented. We do the gauntlet, and so I want to know what your take on it is on that. I'll give you my take as an artist on that, and we can kind of go from there. So I'll let you go first, sir.
Of course you will.
Yes, sir. Get into it.
Okay, so no free beats is based off of abuse, producer abuse, right? Artist A comes to producer A and says, "Hey, bro, I want to get some beats from you," or "Hey, ma'am, I want to get some beats from you," because the K-Bot's fired and she's in here. I want to make sure you represent for her. I want to get some beats from you, and then producer says, "This is my price." You know what I mean? Artist says, "Ooh. Can we work together, work out a deal, bro? I'm just trying to build with you, bro." And I hate that term. Like, you build with people that you got a relationship with already. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and this guy could build. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've done so much for each other in the past and got it out of the mud with each other so much that it makes sense for me to build with him. I don't know you like that. You found me on the gram. You found me on YouTube. Don't be like, just because you don't want to pay the price that I charge, because I understand what my worth is. Here's the thing. here's what rappers don't understand. This is going to sound bad, but I don't mean no harm. All you have to do to be a rapper is go get a composition notebook and have some skills. You can find somewhere to record. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna write rhymes, or you're gonna memorize and try to spit your rhymes like Wayne. However whatever your process is whatever your process is. You don't need anything to be a rapper. For us to be producers, we cannot produce a blessed thing unless we have equipment. That equipment costs. It ain't cheap. And we get cheap equipment, we're going to make cheap sounding beats, with rare exceptions, because there are rare exceptions. But for the most part, if you get cheap equipment, you're going to make cheap sounding beats, period. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you like our production, you appreciate our production because we put time, effort, and got our skills up, put the money in to make sure we could sound like something. And then you're coming to us and saying, nah, bro, I can't, but we should build. No, bro, build my help and help me get my pockets straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally doing this for the love of the art, yes, but if I'm selling my goods, you're gonna be cool with it. You know who doesn't ask for discounts a lot? Singers. Singers never come to you and say, I'm trying to build with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy. But like, for some reason, rappers come to you and they say, I want to build with you. What? Now, when it comes time for a rapper to sell said song that he built with a producer with, because producer caved in and gave you the record, you know what I'm saying? They're going to go sell the record. And they're going to want people to buy the record. Come to my Bandcamp. Come to my da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to stream it. I want to, you know what I mean? But you want people to support you monetarily once you put out the finished project, which you're probably not even going to ask any kind of consultation from the person who's the producer, which is their job to produce the record and be the person who is the sonic executive decision maker for the record. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to you feel like producers are dispensable commodities. You should just make me beats. Like, bro, what are we talking about right now? You know what I mean? You wasn't with me when I had to put these two nickels together and try to make a penny. Yeah, I said that backwards, because that's what it be like. Like, when I had to put these two nickels together trying to make a penny to buy this piece of equipment, where was you at?
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I had to go on YouTube and watch tutorial after tutorial for hours to figure out how to sidechain something correctly, where was you at? But you want to be for free? So yes, that is the no free beats movement in a nutshell.
All right, so coming from the artist standpoint, I completely agree with everything that Sandman says. My thing is that I don't want it to be able to damage situations that are organic situations between producer and artist that are doing things, and it may stop something from happening, where it is a legit opportunity for both to be able to grow in that situation, and they have excellent chemistry, and they can go and they be like, well, the no free beats movement, fuck that, I'm not doing it, and we may stop something before that can start. Now, that's not to say that y'all should be paid for y'all should be paid for y'all shit, but there should be no free verses either, because in the artist too, in the sense is, a lot of times an artist is like, hey, producers are like, I need my beat showcased, rhyme on this, and the artist is not paid. And I think that we have to be cognizant. That's
super rare, sir.
But no, it's not.
No, time out, because there's no artist on YouTube selling Kendrick type verses. That's not a thing.
It's not. No, they're not doing that. But I'm saying in the sense of it does happen. And I think that when you add a situation like that, man, and people have legitimate that can mar that, and people can it could make somebody hesitant of being able to do that shit. Now, in regards to the producer that does the thing and they go, okay, we're agreeing to build, you got to do good business too. On your end, do good business. You can't let them run off with the plug. You can't let them run off with your beat and take the shit and get all the publishing and get all of the get all the shit they need to get off of it, because you don't have your business tight on the back end. It's your responsibility to also be able to do that too. That doesn't excuse.
And you're not wrong about that at all. You're not wrong about that at all. But at the same time, then you also put like this: the rapper who has the audacity to not establish a relationship with you first. You know what I'm saying? And then be on some like, this is somebody who just is in your inbox. And
no. I'm not saying, you know what I mean? That's this. Well, I'm not talking. Let me clear that up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that have legitimate relationships.
Oh, this is different. You know what I'm saying? If you have a legitimate relationship with somebody, then the no free beats thing does not relegate itself to that.
Somebody could feel pressure from that.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Because at the end of the day, if you have a relationship with somebody, then that's your man's in them, and no matter what anybody else says, that's not going to change how you deal with your man's in them, because you built that relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel pressure from somebody else to not, for example, give you a free beat.
Well, if they're on the cusp,
what are they gonna tell me?
You're on the cusp of building that relationship. Like,
I don't think if it's a cusp, like this. If it's a cusp thing, then keep building the relationship. You know what I'm saying? If it's a cusp thing, keep building a relationship. If we're supposed to work, we'll work. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, in that particular type of situation, until something is actually established, when you say, yeah, man, I'll work with you, but I'm going to need some points. This is what I'm going to need on the back end. These are the stipulations for me to give you the beat. You know what I'm saying? And then you slide them that piece of paperwork that says you need to sign this split, or you need to sign this piece of paperwork that says the agreement. I'm giving you this up front, but I need this on the back. And then they look at you sideways.
Yeah. I mean, I've signed my share of paperwork when it came to stuff like that, and when I dealt with people, I have no problem with doing that, because I want people to do legitimate business. I've had times where I've rhymed over beats, and then the producer hits me and goes, "Hey man, I got somebody that's wanting to pay for that." And you know what? And I always say, go make your money. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stand in the middle. I'm not gonna stand in the way of nobody being able to make some money off the shit. All right, if that's the case, and it's done, but okay, go ahead.
And I actually want to double cement that too. If I give you a free beat, just know that beat is on the market.
It's live. It's still live.
That beat is on the market. If somebody's trying to come with some bread for that beat,
no,
I don't know. Tell you.
By all means, by all means, I have no issue with that, because to me, it's like, you doing me a favor in that situation, and if you're doing me a favor in that situation, I gotta understand the game is a game. Let people be able to make the shit that they gotta make, and I don't have an issue with that. Motherfuckers be getting tight about that. They be getting tight. Like,
I don't know. Tell you.
How dare you do that? You know I was rhyming on that. I'm like,
and again, I want to also say that the frequency of a rapper being hit up by a producer and to say, like, let's link up and let's build something is far less than a dope producer who's established himself as a dope producer, which is what most of these cats are doing nowadays. They're normally approached by the rapper. Now, again, ain't nobody scrolling through YouTube looking for Kendrick type verses, Future type verses. Like, nobody's doing that, but everybody's scrolling through YouTube looking for Kendrick type beats, Future type beats, 21 Savage type beat. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's an excellent point.
So I don't know what to tell you.
I can't even be mad at that. That's excellent. I was like, nobody's nightlife type verse. I need one for this. Let me go ahead and grab that shit from fucking Verse Click.
Right.
Okay,
yeah, man.
Hey,
so yes, the no free beats thing literally is from producers catching abuse and then being like, I know what I'm worth, and I'm not dealing with that anymore.
So
there are caveats. Caveats to that would be, I have a relationship with you. You don't know how much and how far you could go just based off of relationship with building with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the things that can be afforded to you, and it has to be pure. You know what I'm saying? It can't be I'm building this with you strictly for the purpose of trying to get something out of you. No, people are gonna see through that. It's gonna be fugazi. Like, you literally need to legit build relationships with people and literally care about the person that you build a relationship with, or literally have some type of for real vested interest in that person. And then once y'all build, everything else is gonna come organically and naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you might even feel inclined to be like, I need to pay you for this beat, bro, because now you're not just cat off internet, you're my mans in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and
yeah.
I don't want it to go nowhere. So I don't need nobody coming and scooping it. So I just want to here you go. Here you go. That happens too. All right. Just because of the simple fact that we need to go ahead and move along. I think this was a great topic. Thank y'all in the chats for being able to chime in on that, man. You know, hopefully I didn't alienate nobody by my comments, because I wasn't trying to do that. But you know, we just like first take on this shit. So, so we got to get to the meat and potatoes, really, man. This is like the Gauntlet, the Gauntlet Champions tourney. We got to make sure that we talk about that, and we'll end it on that. So I'll let Sandman go down if he has it off the top of his head, the list of competitors and parameters as far as that's concerned.
Well, the parameters won't be a thing until
won't be until the champions
to the finals.
The champions finals. Yeah, the finals.
It won't be a thing until the finals. But I'll say this, man, like, oh, we got to talk about that too real quick. Yes. What?
Oh,
where they do this at? This is a whole podcast by itself.
Hey, Manny,
invite me back.
We don't have time to get into that. We will be here another hour, and I'm on borrowed time.
Invite me back.
Hey, Jesus, okay. The wife and the kids is not going to allow me to sit here for another 3 hours to talk about that topic. But we will get into that, and please don't let nobody steal that, because that's hot shit.
Invite me back, bro. Okay, shit. So anyway, the Champions Battle, which is the Gauntlets version of our playoffs, right? It is scheduled for January 11th. You know what I'm saying? It's coming up very soon. January 11th. It's 8 people who have won a regular season gauntlet this season for season 5. So those folks, if you will, in I guess no particular order. I'm gonna try to do it in order. But Boomernotti is the first competitor that won. AG Music, you know what I'm saying? We got D Ski, the Ill Eagle. We got the Grand Champion Hall of Famer who won one, Keith Knox. We got Brain Got Blaps. We got El Rojo. We have the Titan producer, Lo Ray. She's super dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We got my boy Fox Styles. You know what I mean? So like, it's gonna be nuts, man. It's a stacked situation. You know what I mean? Very stacked situation. So all of them will be battling for the opportunity to go see the Mercenaries for the belt. And that is the finals. So this Champions Battle is the playoffs for the opportunity to go see the Mercenaries to battle for the belt and the title of Grand Champion. You know what I'm saying? So this is January 11th, Gauntlet Champions Battle. It's going down. The belt is being crafted as we speak. I got the proof back and it looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited to see this go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a super battle. So when you talking about top of the game, these are 8 individuals who won an episode, battled through 8 other people in their episode to become a champion. So the level and quality and caliber of beats that we're gonna hear in this champions battle is gonna be unrivaled, guaranteed, from start to finish. Just like we were sitting back looking, scratching our heads about the first round in the last battle we had between D-Dot and Nitro. Imagine 8 matchups just like that.
Yeah, no shit.
That's the champions battle.
No shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no slouching at all in the champions battle. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm super excited for this. I think it's going to be super dope. And it is every season, man. We're just blessed to be able to do this a 5th time in season 5. You know what I mean? So thank you guys again for rocking with us and staying with us for 5 seasons, moving into season 6, man. Like, we are trying to make this the platform. Period.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you this. For the people that's in this tourney, that's in this bracket, please make sure that you come prepared, because a 8 will knock a 1 off.
Yeah,
they will. We see, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Don't do it, because I already know where you're going. Don't do it.
Play. Don't play. Don't play.
Don't say like, no names, bro.
Come here. I'm not saying nothing. But come in here ready. Come in here ready to go, because you can't. Your jumper cannot be off in that tournament, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, you will get embarrassed.
Yeah,
you get embarrassed out here.
10 final rounders, bro. It a minimum of 10. We say bring 10 beats. That's a minimum of 10. So 10 final rounders, yo. You got to be able to send somebody home with every beat.
Yeah, and overrun your clip too. Overrun your clip. Have about 15 ready. You never know what's gonna happen. You know, I'd be prepared for all that. I'd be prepared for all that if I was you.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember just certain times of individuals being that gauntlet ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, forever in infamy. Shout to Tyven. He is literally etched into gauntlet lore. This cat won a gauntlet. Sleep. He submitted the beats.
Run the folder. Is what
he submitted the beats.
Run the folder.
He was planning on being in the chat with us live. And you know, if you're not showing up, I literally just play your beats start to finish. So number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever. And that is not necessarily the greatest thing, because you might want to retort or maybe use some beat to kind of respond to what your opponent played, which is what you're supposed to do, which is why you're in the chat. Every beat from this brother, it didn't matter what beat I had to choose for him. It was gauntlet ready. That's what it's going to take. You have to have 10 of those.
Just so y'all understand, it's not a game, man. Make sure that you show up, man. January 11th. Make sure that you are there.
Thursday.
5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. You know the time.
Yes,
you know the platform. You know where we at. You know where we be at. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you show up. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up before we get cut off over on the old Instagrammies.
Mm-hmm.
So thank y'all for joining us, and I'll give y'all the old sign off that we used to give y'all before. Difficult roads often lead to most beautiful destinations. Shoot your shot. Go for the win. You might make it. Peace, and see y'all on January 11th. This is the Plain Black Rapper Podcast.
Yes, sir.